Hello, how are you guys doing? I am just getting ready to leave for my meeting. I'm gonna stop and get something to drink. The gas station, I need gas too, but I'm like, should I get it later or, you see how pretty it is outside? It's like the blue outside. I'm like, should I get it later? Should I get it now? I literally just got off of a live stream. Had a really fun time on the live stream tonight. A lot of people came in there and we sang some songs. We ended it with Frank Sinatra, "Fly Me to the Moon." I would put on shows like that when I was a little kid because I wanted to be like I wanted to take some leave before I left. Oh well. I wanted to be like a, what do you call it? On Broadway. Like, I so thought I would end up on Broadway someday. But then I got in high school and I just didn't want to be in choir or anything. I was in choir 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. 9th grade I was not in choir and going forward. But most of my friends were. Which I'm sure is like no surprise to anybody. Fly me to the moon. You guys are like, you do not have a singing voice. Half the time, I mean, if I really tried to sing, I could be a really good singer. I used to think I could. There was a really long time that I wanted to be a country music singer. Did I talk about that the other night? I meant to talk about that the other night, so if I didn't, I like really wanted to be a country singer at one point in my life. Do I know any country songs? I'm trying to think. That I know the words to. I mean, I know so many country songs, but do I know do I know them by heart? Or do I only know them if I have the lyrics in front of me, or if I'm singing? If I have a song going, I know all the words, but like if I'm like just Willie Nelson, let's see, Waylon Jennings. I love Poncho and Lefty by Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson. That was like my dad and I's song when I was like growing up. And I love Willie Nelson's version of Amazing Grace. I just downloaded a bunch of Kenny Chesney. Not Kenny Chesney. Oh, what's his name? Tim McGraw. I just downloaded a bunch of Tim McGraw. His newest album is like one of my favorite Tim McGraw albums ever. Do you guys like country? I think people either love country or they hate it. I don't think there's like any in between, you know what I mean? I did talk about this because I was talking about how like when you get sober, like a lot of people, I keep on going like this because I think those strings are here from the sweatshirt. But, yeah. I'm a little apprehensive to go to this meeting tonight. I don't know why. I just haven't been to this meeting in like, I have not been to this meeting in probably 2 months. And I changed up all of my meetings, so I've got to go because I still have the key to like, they have this filing cabinet where they keep like candy and stuff for the meeting. And there were like several people had keys, and I'm one of the people that had a key. And so they texted me, they're like, can you please bring the key back? And I was like, yeah, this will give me a good excuse to go to the meeting anyway, so I haven't been. And I kind of miss it, honestly. Like, I used to go to all candlelights, and I'm not going to any candlelights right now. In fact, I'm going to like all just regular meetings or daytime meetings. And I really kind of miss it a little bit, so maybe this will get me pumped up to go back to the candlelights. I'm trying to decide if I want to get gas now or later. I think I'll get it later. Fly me to the moon. Oh, it's my friend working in the gas station. I gotta see if I have the key here, first of all. Oh, please tell me I have the key. Thank God. That would not have been good if I had shown up there and I didn't have the key. Okay, I will probably, I'm gonna listen to some music. I've been going and going and going, filming videos and doing live streams, so I think I'm just going to listen to some music and stuff, and I will come back after my meeting. I was going to see if Tanya wanted a Fountain Coke, so maybe I'll get her to come on for a little bit, too. That would be fun. All right, bye. This is, like, exactly how I started before, like, 5 minutes ago. But I've actually... come home from my meeting and talked to Alex for a little bit. He was watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. And now I am going to get gas. And then I'm going to meet my friend Lori, who we call each other like casino husband and wife. And so we're kind of going back and forth. It's funny. We're texting each other. We were like talking about how much money we were going to bring and stuff. And then she said, I said, Lori, I'm going to have to divorce you if you can't be nice to me. And she said, okay, I'm going, but only because I miss you. And then she said, when are you leaving? And I said, leaving now, but I gotta stop and get gas and money. And she said, I'm leaving in 15 minutes. You better be nice to me. And I said, okay, you better be nice to me too. This is our thing, like, so we're both sober also. So, like, when we're there and, like, if I win or something and I go, woo, like, she gets mad. And then, like, if she does it, I'll be like, and she goes, and I'll say, Lori, I think you need to work a better recovery program. You're not being very nice to me. I'm going to call your sponsor. This is like recovery jokes. They don't go much, they're kind of corny. So yes, folks, there's fun in sobriety. This is where everybody says, oh, you go to the casino, you're not really sober. Do you know how many people I see at the casino that I know from recovery? Oh my Lord. And Alex is getting ready to go to bed because he has an early day tomorrow. I've been like talking with this friend of mine. So I've talked a little bit about my friend Paul on here that lives in Denver. But like he and I have kind of like fallen out of like touch the last couple years and like haven't been as close and stuff like that. And so I was talking to him tonight, and we were texting back and forth, and he had, like, just found my videos. I don't, like, in my real life, I don't call up people and go, oh, by the way, I have a YouTube channel, you should go watch it. Like, I never say that. Like, if we're out to dinner, I never talk about that, you know, all that kind of stuff. And, so... I mean, like, if they ask me, I talk about it, you know what I mean? But, like, most people in my real life, like, other than my really close, like, if we're out to dinner with a couple couples, they typically don't know what I do. And, so they're always just like, they're like, somebody will be like, oh, Peter also makes YouTube videos. And they'll be like, you make YouTube videos? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, about what? And they always think that they're like how-to YouTube videos, you know? And I'm like, no, they're not like that. I guess. Some of them kind of are. Like, today on my BookTube video, I did a video called How to Get Over a Reading Slump. But, you know, no, they're not like typically about like how-to stuff, obviously. You guys watch my videos, so you know. But anyway, and they're like real intrigued by it when they know. But like I don't tell my friends that like I haven't talked to in a while or whatever. They eventually kind of find out. But so I said to him, I go, there are so many Peter and Paulisms in the videos, because like Paul and I used to love back in the day, like Whitney Houston and the Winans. Like those were like, we loved them. And we have like this whole joke that goes back and forth between us. And a lot of the songs that I reference in my videos are like songs that he and I would sing together. And so anyway, I was just like telling him about that. But Paul had this little chihuahua that I loved so much. Oh my God, Judy Lynn Jones was her name. And that was her stage name. He would always say that was her stage name. And I said, what happened? I mean, she was like, the last time I saw her, she was old. She was like very old, little chihuahua. She was a miniature chihuahua. And I said, what happened to Tootie Lynn? And he was like, we just woke up one day and she had passed away in her sleep. It was so sad. He was like, I still think about her every day. But now he has 3 dogs like I do. And it was so fun talking to him. It's kind of weird, like, I remember this happening to my mom, but like, I'm 45 and now like, I'm kind of like talking to old friends of mine again. It's like weird. Like, I remember that happening to my mom. My mom went to like this high school reunion. I don't know how old she would have been, but it was like 25th or 30th high school reunion. And then, that like she went to, and she had so much fun, and she started talking to all these friends from high school again and stuff. And these are obviously not friends of mine from high school, but these are friends of mine that, I mean, like, I used to go out with and do stuff all the time. 2 of my friends, you guys, 2 of my closest friends have had strokes out of this group of 4 of us that used to hang out together. Like, that is so strange that 3 of us have neurological issues, you know, because I have epilepsy and they both had strokes. And they're both extremely healthy, too, you know? It's just so bizarre. Anyway, it was great talking to him, and, I can't remember. He used to always say that was her stage name, and... Well, I'm gonna ask him. What was her... He would say, but her Christian name is... I wanted to know how old she was, too. But he would always say, now her stage name is Miss Tootie Lynn Jones, but her Christian name is, I think it was like Sylvia or Sophie or something like that. He always gives his dog such funny names. But anyway, and I want to know how old she was. But she was so sweet. She was one of the sweetest little dogs I've ever known in my entire life. Really good day. My meeting that I was apprehensive about, my old sponsor was there. He was so nice. We gave each other a big hug. And he was like, it's so good seeing you. I gave them the key. They were totally fine with it. I saw a bunch of people that I hadn't seen. It was great. And I had a really good time. I love it. When people include me in their stories, like on Snapchat and Instagram, I think that is so hilarious. I'm like, me? Who? Why? I'm like going through my Instagram right now. I was going to show you a picture. Anyway, what is this? Videos you might like. Oh my god, some pool in Dubai, in the middle of the city, gorgeous. I kind of think I'd like to go to Dubai. Do you guys ever watch these animal videos? I watch those animal videos. Okay, well, I'm gonna get some gas, and then I will be back in a little bit. Okay, I got gas. I got Gatorade. I may have gotten 2 Gatorades. And I am getting ready to go now to the bank machine and then to meet Lori. Has she texted me yet? She's like on her way. She was like leaving. She's like, I'm in my pajamas. I'm changing right now and I'm going. Which is fine because I want to get there early. It's 12:03 right now. I don't want to stay there super late tonight. Even though I don't have anything to do tomorrow. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. I'm very excited about that. Well, I have to... I'm telling you, that Halo Beauty is making my hair just perfect. I have to do some I have to get some of my taxes ready tomorrow, which I'm not looking forward to. I have to meet with the accountant on Thursday for both of us because Alex cannot meet with the, oh, sorry guys. Alex cannot meet with the accountant this year because he just, like, the times don't coincide. So he's like, you're just gonna have to take my, we file our taxes together as a married couple, but he's like, you're just gonna have to go and do it. So I canceled my day out Thursday. It is snowing right now. It was 40, it's 39 degrees. It is snowing, it's like spitting snow. Spitting snow. We're supposed to have 70 degrees. I'm still like, that thing is on my, I can't really feel it. And except for if I try to bite down real hard. And then it kind of comes in the way. But it's not as bad as it was. But anyway, we're supposed to have 70 degree weather on Thursday. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And it's gonna be fantastic. It's like really snowing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Why is my alarm going off? Oh, I wonder if I set my alarm for today at 12:05 a.m. instead of p.m. Oh, okay. So, what did we do today? Well, Alex and I got up at about noon. And then, I just messed around and did some stuff around the house. I read a little bit. He watched a TV show, and then we went to Cafe Patashu. I had to run into my office this morning, and, for some, not this morning, but I'd run into my office, and then we went to Cafe Patashu, and, I had an omelet and a bagel and some coffee. Alex had a bowl of chili, and then he had, Alex gets the same, well, I do too, I always get an omelet and a bagel, but Alex got the same thing that he always gets, which is a bowl of turkey chili with these huge croutons on it, and then he gets a huge Cuban breakfast, which is like rice and avocado, and it looks really good. I've never had it. I mean, I've tasted it. And then he just drenches it in that sriracha. And then I get this omelet that's called the omelet you can't refuse, except that I have the bacon taken out of it, and then it has potatoes and all kinds of cheese in it. And I have them instead put brie. I replace the bacon with brie and red onions, and it is fantastic. This guy at my meeting tonight that I've known for a long time, he's like in his mid-20s. He's vegan, and he's been vegan for like a year and a half, and before that he was like vegetarian for a year. And he's really worked hard at being like vegetarian and being vegan. And these guys were like giving him such a hard time to, so we sit in like these 4 tables, well, two, so it's like in a square. So we face each other. There's only like 15 people there. And these like old guys were like giving him a hard time. They're like, vegetarian, if God hadn't meant us to eat meat, he wouldn't have made cows so slow. I felt so bad for him, and I could tell he was getting so heated, and he looked over at me because he knew that I was a vegetarian, and I looked at my mouth like, I'm proud of you, and he was like, thanks. I felt so bad for him, like, because he wants the acceptance of these guys so bad, and they're just like, these old men are just like teasing the shit out of him. I was like, afterwards, I was like, just don't even worry about it, you know, they're gonna say what they're gonna say. Alright, I'm going through the bank machine, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I'm enjoying my blue, what is it? Cool blue Gatorade. Alex got me hooked on this stuff. I don't know. I didn't drink Gatorade forever. I used to hate it. When I played tennis growing up, they would always have those like big orange things. You guys know what I'm talking about? And they would have like the Gatorade mix in there. I just always thought it was so nasty. I would just, like, I used to always have this big water bottle, the one that had, like, you guys know the old water bottles that are, like, plastic and real tall, that have, like, this big white straw coming out of it? That's what I used to carry around when I played tennis. Or, oh my God, how did I just forget this? We used to carry those big, like, round how did I forget this? Those big round coolers, you guys know what I'm talking about? That were like this big, that had little handles on them. And that's what we would drink, because we drank so much water. Oh my God, I forgot about that. And we would like fill it up with ice and water, and then we would go out on the courts. I totally forgot about that. And then we would like just drink it right out of the top of it, and then we would fill it with ice and stuff again, because the racket club they always had, and like where we played tennis, they always had like these big like ice chests that you just open and like dug it in. God, it's so funny. It's weird, like, as you get older, like, the things you remember about being a kid, you know? Like, I drove by the other day, oh, shoot, why can't I think of that restaurant? I can see it in my head. There's only, like, one anywhere near us. Oh, darn it. You guys will know what I'm talking about. But they have, like, chicken pot pies and meatloaf, and it's a fast food restaurant. It's like orange and brown sign. Why can't I remember what it's called? But anyway, their food is really good. But I haven't been there in forever. I mean, long before I was a vegetarian. But for some reason, when I was driving by there, I was like, I like want a chicken pot pie so bad. Are there vegetarian chicken pot pies? I might have to get one. Do you guys remember chicken pot pies and turkey pot pies? And they were so cheap, and they took 45 minutes. And I loved the crust in the bottom of it. Then I had this friend, and he one time, do you ever have like things that you like thought were so gross, but then like once you tried it, you like really liked it? My friend would like turn it over and put peanut butter on the bottom of it, and then turn it back over again. And I was like, that is so gross. Why do you do that? And then I did it. Oh, I loved it. And I remember like when I was growing up, I was like in a family session in counseling. I can't remember how old I was, probably 13 or 14. 14, I think. And my mom, for some reason, we were talking about the importance of family dinners, because my mom always believed in family dinners. So we would always, every night, have a family dinner. And when I was at my dad's house, we always had family dinners too, but he usually like grilled out steaks and stuff. But we would sit there, and you know, she kind of had the same meals every week, like tacos, and you make your own tacos. She always thought that was so fun. I hate tacos. I love tacos from Taco Bell, but I do not like homemade tacos. Whenever somebody would invite me over to their house, like it's always like pizza or tacos, and I hate homemade tacos. I don't know why. I know that there are some of you out there, like my friend Tanya, that like homemade tacos 10 times more than you like Taco Bell tacos. Tanya's always like, well, you've never had my tacos. I'm like, no, thank you. I just don't like homemade tacos. I don't know what it is. But she would make tacos, and then she would make chicken curry, which I loved, and chicken a la king, which we'll talk about in a second, and meatloaf. I think I may have told this story on here before. Meatloaf. And I was thinking about meatloaf the other day when I passed this restaurant. Why can I not for the life of me remember what this restaurant's called? But anyway, God, I know there's like 20 of you shouting it at the screen right now. But my mom's meatloaf was okay. You know, she put it in one of those like pans and put carrots and potatoes around it. But I didn't love it, you know. And now, like, I look back on that and I'm like, God, I would love, like, I mean, if I wasn't a vegetarian, but like, I haven't had a meatloaf and I can't tell you how long, 10 years. Our friends Jenny and Brian, they sometimes have us over, like that, like, and Melissa does the same thing. They'll have us over for like a home cooked meal, because they know that we just don't unless we go to our families. Because Alex and I don't really cook. No, Alex and I don't cook. And but anyway, we were having this discussion, this counseling session, and somehow it was talking about family dinners and the importance of family dinners and why my mom believed in them and so much and all this kind of stuff. It is like really, the snow is like really coming down. I cannot believe this. And the temperature's dropping too. And, I mean, the temperature usually does drop after midnight, but not, it's like 36 now. Anyway, my mom was like, well, what meals do you like? And I was like, none of these meals you make on the regular basis. And she's like, well, what meals? And I was like, I don't like meatloaf. I was so rude. I don't like meatloaf. And I love chicken curry. That was like one of my favorite ones. So we met, because when my mom passed away, chicken curry went with her. Like, I don't know how to make it the way that she did. Oh, and I loved my mother's chili. She made the best chili in the entire world. And she would put spaghetti in it, long spaghetti. Most of my friends today, like, always put the macaroni in it, which I like it that way. And I do cook chili. That's one of the things I do cook with corn muffins. And then I also make garlic bread. But when I make chili, I always put the macaroni, I put it on the side so people can get what they want, you know, with cheese and sour cream and all that kind of stuff. She didn't. She always, it was just, you know, the crackers, the square crackers, and you crush them up, the saltines, and you crush them up in there. And then she would have either corn muffins, blueberry muffins, raw apple muffins, or garlic bread. And so anyway, she had all these like mainstays that she made. Tacos, can't stand tacos, can't stand meatloaf. Well, what do you like? What's your favorite meal? I go, my favorite meal that you make is chicken a la king. She goes, chicken a la king is your favorite meal? And I said, yeah. And I said, I wish you had it more often. And I'll never forget. And she goes, well, this kid's gonna save me a lot of money. She looked at the counselor. And she goes, do you know what I do to make chicken a la king? And I was like, no. She goes, it's literally like Bisquick, I don't know what that is, but the cans of biscuits, and you like cook those, and then you pour this, you heat up a can of chicken a la king, and then you pour it like over the, it's like that easy. But I loved it. I can still taste it right now. I wish I had some tonight. One of the things about being a vegetarian in 2018 versus 2009 when I was a vegetarian the last time is that you basically today can have anything that you want to have. Like, I know if I go to Whole Foods tomorrow, or if I go to Fresh Time, that they'll have, you know, fake turkey, you know, chicken a la king. Well, yeah, you know, chicken a la king, or, you know, chicken pot pies or whatever. I know they'll have those. It's just, they have everything. You can make anything vegetarian now. It's pricey. I mean, you can get a good chicken pot pie, turkey pot pie for what? 99 cents, $1.49, something like that at the grocery store. And it kind of looks like this is icing. Is it ice or is it snow? I can't tell. But, yeah, you can get anything that you want vegetarian. You know, I like, when I started this in August, I was like, really like, oh, how long am I going to be able to do this, you know? And I've done it, what, 8 months now? And I really haven't had any problems. Like, there haven't been really, I mean, like when I'm talking about these foods, like, I crave them, but there really aren't like that many foods that I really crave that much. And it kind of goes away really quick. And I'm never hungry, obviously. I mean, I've gained weight as a vegetarian. I feel good about it, you know, I do. I feel good about making that decision. I don't know how long it'll last, if it'll last forever, and whenever I'm like thinking to myself, okay, I might want to break it or I don't care anymore, the next thought through my head is it really worth it to me to have this meal? Oh, I was going to say this. So I was talking to this kid tonight. He's like 25, 30. But anyway, that's vegan. And he was, because we always have candy on the tables at the meetings. And he was eating Sour Patch Kids. And I was like, you know, all these people have told me that that has gelatin in it and that you can't. He goes, nope, Sour Patch Kids don't have gelatin in it. It's something to do with bone marrow. I didn't know that that's where gelatin came from. He's like, I've done my research. I can have the Sour Patch Kids. I was like, oh, okay. So, apparently, I don't know. You might want to do your research, but if you're vegan, you can have Sour Patch Kids, is what I'm being told. I'm going to get over into this lane. weird that it's like, I mean, is it the end of the world? We haven't had snow. You guys, honest to God, I cannot remember the last time that we had snow in the middle of April like this. I mean, the beginning, middle of April, I just don't remember this. I mean, maybe when I was a little kid, we would have like long winters that extended, you know, into April, and I can kind of remember some Easters. Like, I see pictures in my head of like my cousin wearing like a long coat, like a long winter coat with whatever she wore for Easter Sunday. But like, we were having really nice weather in the last month and a half, like 60, 70 degree weather. We had a few 80 degree days. So then for it to snow is like crazy. Maybe it's the apocalypse, who knows? Oh my God, you guys, have you started watching that show, The Crossing? Now, let me tell you a little secret, okay? Don't watch any of the shows that I talk about that have just started, because, Lori just texted me. She's here. She goes, I'm here. Whatever shows I start watching, they always end. People, they stop watching them. They don't, people stop watching them now. Every show that I start watching gets canceled. It just right away gets canceled. But I started watching this show, The Crossing, because it said like something from the people that brought us Lost. And I loved Lost. It's one of my favorite TV shows ever. So I went and I watched the first episode. Have you guys seen this? Okay, so this is like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but you find everything out in the first episode anyway, but I'll just tell you the first couple minutes. So it's like this small town, and it looks like it's in like Washington State or something like that. I don't know where it's at. It always takes place, you know, these kind of shows always take place places like that. But anyway, and all these bodies are washing up on shore, and there's like so many people that have survived, but you have like, you find out like where they're from and how they got to this beach, and it's very spooky. It kind of reminds me of if you mix like Lost with X-Files, and it reminded me of another show too. I can't remember what the other show was that it reminded me of though. But Lost and X-Files, it definitely reminds me of together. But it was really well done, and the guy that like plays the police officer in it, I love this guy. I haven't seen him in anything in a long time. He used to be in all kinds of movies back in the day, funny movies, and he was in that movie Joyride, that horror movie. I don't know what his name is, but he's been in a ton of movies. I read a bunch today. I have been on a reading spree like nobody's business. I started this audiobook like a day ago, 2 days ago, and I'm almost done with it. I have like an hour left, so I'll probably finish it tonight and start something different tomorrow. And then I sat at home today while Alex was watching TV this morning, while I was waiting for my vlog to upload, and I just read a bunch. I was like just so relaxed. I was like, you know, we were talking about that tonight. Like that was the topic of our meeting, was, and this is a spiritual issue, so if you don't believe in these things, hey, I respect your opinion. But like, when do you know the difference between self-will and like your higher power's will, like for something? And you know, I was talking about in there that like my old sponsor used to always say to me, my first sponsor used to, well, my second sponsor used to always say to me, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right about situations, you know? And that a lot of situations in my life, you know, like I would fight because I knew that I was right in that situation, but the fight or the enduring wouldn't necessarily make me happy. And the reality is that the happiness, the ceasing fighting, is really the peace of mind that comes along with long-term sobriety if you are working a program, and if you are cleaning up the wreckage of your past and working on being a better person and remaining teachable and things like that. And I do my best, you know, I do my best on a daily basis to be the best version of myself. Do I fall short of that sometimes? Sure. I take an inventory almost every night before I go to bed, and I kind of look through my day, and I make my gratitude list, and I think about, you know, were there people that I harmed today or, you know, wronged, and do I need to make an amends to that, and, you know, that kind of stuff. anyway, I was thinking about how peaceful I am and how I have, like, she keeps on texting me. Okay, Lori, I'm almost there. I'm almost there, Lori. 10 minutes. But, you know, I was thinking about, like truly, like, how peaceful I am on a daily basis, you know? And this friend of mine, she shared in the meeting something to the effect of, like, as she's worked through things in her life, things don't have the same level of difficulty anymore. You know, she was like, I don't attack everything with, you know, anger and, you know, worry and fear and all this kind of stuff. She's like, a lot of things, no matter what, she's like, okay, like, so here's another thing I have to deal with, you know, and you just deal with it and you move on and you consult people in your life and you pray on it and you meditate on it and you do the best you can, you know, and just try to get by. And I think that's the human experience, is that I think that at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get by. You know, we're all just trying to do the best job that we can possibly do. You know what I mean? Don't you think? I mean, I do. I think that we're all just kind of trying to do the best that we can do on a daily basis, and life's not always easy, you know? I mean, I've had a lot of really tough shit happen to me in my life, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, I really haven't had any kind of shit happen in my life compared to what a lot of people have had. I mean, God, you know, I might have had 1/50th of what 100th of what people have had in their lives, you know? All right, let me call her and tell her that I'm like 10 minutes away, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so she's so funny. She's like, do you want me to hold the machine for you? I was like, that would be very nice, thank you. She was like, well, you better be nice to me. I'm like, I'm always nice to you. She's like, I know, but I'm just making sure because you're my casino husband. I said, Lori, I'll be there in 10 minutes. She said, okay. I should have asked her what machine she was holding for me. Because last time I came, I played butterflies, and I don't want to play butterflies tonight. Butterflies is a loser. It never hits for me. I wish you could take Gatorade into these places. I mean, if you have a purse, I guess you could sneak stuff in. But I think I'm going to get a cup of coffee. I'm like craving a cup of coffee, and it's not too late. So by the time I leave there, I won't be too wired. But, you know, back in the day, I used to be able to drink coffee, like, right before I went to bed, and then, like, be fine, you know? I don't know if it's all my ADHD or whatever. And I remember a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, we went to Miami. And we met up with Alex's friend, Rocio, and her husband, and we had like this long dinner. I mean, it was like a 4-hour dinner. I mean, it was so much fun. But anyway, but like on Ocean Drive, like along the, somebody asked me, that I want to say this really quick tonight. Somebody asked me on my main channel, and they probably aren't watching this channel, but how did I get through Ultra with having epilepsy? I don't have like the ocular problems with, what do you call it, my epilepsy. I don't know why, but it was one of the reasons why it was hard for them to diagnose me when I first was diagnosed with epilepsy. I have juvenile myoclonic epilepsy, but I don't have the ocular stuff that goes along with it. So like bright lights and all kinds of stuff. Now, I will tell you, one of the things that really does bother me is depth of field. When Alex and I, like the first year we were together, we went to Las Vegas, and we went at the Luxor. We went on one of those, like those, you're in like the seats that move like this, and you were in the back of like, it was supposed to be like, you felt like you were in the back of a Jeep going through like a safari in Africa. I looked at, I said, we have got to get out of this place. I cannot be here. I cannot do this. It's too much. It's hurting my like head. It's like, it messes with the way I perceive things, but it doesn't make me like seizure-ish. I don't know how to explain it. So anyway, but that's the only thing I've ever had. I've never had like lights bother me, but I also don't look like right at the lights, like, you know, I mean, I don't do that. You know, I'm just kind of like taking it all in and dancing and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of epileptics can't go to stuff like that. My Depakote always seems to work too. Oh, now it's completely stopped snowing. But anyway, so we were at this dinner, and those places on Ocean Drive, like one of the ways that they get you to come in, because every restaurant is almost identical, one of the ways they get you to come and sit at their restaurant is that they'll give you like these amazing drink deals, right? So they'll do like you buy one margarita, you get the other one free, or you buy one huge, they have all these huge drinks, right, that everybody at the table shares, like 4 people share. So if you get one, you get like the next 2 free, and I mean, they end up becoming very long nights. Well, the waiter was like this old Argentinian guy, and the only reason I know that is because they were talking to them about, they're both from, well, actually, Rocio is from Colombia, because her sister Luce is like one of our best friends. Has she been in a vlog? Luce might have been in a vlog, actually. But anyway, Alex grew up with them here. So, and they were like in ESL classes together and stuff. It's so funny, a lot of times when we go out, we'll run into people that Alex was like in ESL classes with, which English is a second language, and it'll be like Russian people, and people from like Cuba, and people from like all over the world, and it's kind of cool, you know. And he was like, we all ran together as a pack, like, because we're the only ones that knew each other, you know. And so anyway, we were having this great dinner, but this guy that was our waiter, he was probably, I don't know, like 65, this old Argentinian guy, and they were talking to him about being from Venezuela, and they had been to Argentina and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, he felt so bad for me. He kept on bringing me these, I had like a regular coffee, and then he goes, do you want an espresso? And I was like, of course. And so he brought me an espresso, and I must have had like 6 espressos that night, you know. And back in the day, I used to be able to like drink that stuff and like go to bed as soon as we got home. Oh, no. I was wired for sound that night. I was like, my heart was thumping. It just started snowing again. My heart was thumping. I was like, Alex, I'm never going to get to sleep. Do you ever feel like that when you drink too much caffeine? And I'm very sensitive kind of to that stuff anyway. So, because I don't take, you know, anything that has any kind of weirdness in it whatsoever. And, so he was like, it's because you drank all those espressos. And I was like, I know, but we were at dinner for 4 hours. And an espresso's like this big too, you know. I'm an alcoholic because I'm into the quantity of something, okay, not the quality of it. So I was down in those espressos. That was funny. I forgot all about that. That was fun. The other thing that's hilarious is like Alex and his friends and all of his family and everybody. I don't know if this is a Latino thing. I don't know if it's just his friends and family that grew up together, but it takes them all 15 hours to say goodbye. Do y'all have people like that in your life? It's like you have to go around the room and kiss every single person and hug them, and oh, it's so great to see you, and yes, okay, next Tuesday, let's do this, and then you go to the next person, you hug them and you kiss them, and so great seeing, I mean, it takes so long. I'm like, can we just like raise a hand and say bye and leave? And they all kind of fight to be like the last person to leave, which cracks me up too. You know, it's like they just stay and stay and stay, which is one of the things I love. But I kind of had to learn over time that like if you're in it for the long haul, okay, just Alex's Uncle Ed, who is married to his Aunt Jackie, his mom's sister, he and I always joke, because we're like the 2 Americans there besides, like, Fufu's girlfriend, but Fufu was raised here, so, like, his whole entire life. But anyway, we always laugh, and we're like, okay, we have to find our, like, corner couch where we can get comfortable and just fall asleep until they're all ready to go, because it will go till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's, I mean, and it's singing and dancing. It's fun, but, like, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you think you're ready to go, they'll be like, oh, let's make a rapist for everybody, you know, let's put on Mark Anthony, and then his mom's crying in the kitchen, his grandma's dancing with his aunt. It's just hilarious. I love it. I love it so much, you know? It's such an awesome family to be part of. And you know, the other thing is, like, they never fight. Like, they never fight. there's like literally since they've all been here, there's been like, you know, like cousins and stuff. There's been like one argument, and it was over like Carlitos and another kid like getting into it at the pool, and then the fight was over like the next day. Like, it's just, they don't ever fight. It's crazy. There's a lot of gratitude for life there, I think, you know? All right, well, I am at the casino. You guys want to see it? Hoosier Park Casino. And there's like the horse tracks up there, but don't come for me, okay? But I don't believe in horse racing, so I don't go to the horse tracks. I just don't like it. I think it's mean to the horses. And if you love that, do what you gotta do, but I just don't love it, so I don't participate in all that. Now, where is Lori parked? I can always tell, oh, there she is, her blue car. I can always see Lori's car, and I'll tell you how I know it's Lori's car, because it's got a dent on the side of it. It was her son's car, and now she drives it, since he's gone. You guys think I'm lying to you? Watch. I'm gonna show you. This is so funny. Do you see? Her car has, right there, do you see? And I almost went past the parking space. Okay. But it makes her feel good because it was her son's car. Oh God, it's really snowing outside. Oh, this guy thinks that like I was like taking video of him, but I wasn't. All right, well, I'm gonna get off here, and I'll be back in just a little bit. All right, love you guys. Bye. Okay, I have a little surprise for you guys. Look what we walked out into. Hi, Lori, say hi.
Hi, vloggers.
She doesn't understand this at all.
I'm not sure what a vlog is.
It's a vlog.
A what?
A vlog.
A vlog. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm happy to be a part.
Look at your car, but you're happy to be a part. Let me tell you what we are, okay?
Losers.
Losers. We are big losers. We lost. Okay, Lori, what did you play? You played.
I played
Triple Stars.
Triple Stars.
That's Patsy's machine.
Okay, I played
Patsy, who owns the Swingers Club. Swingers Club.
That's not doing too well because of the internet.
Because of the internet.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
Right.
So we played. You played.
I played Triple Star. I played 3x2x2. I played Double Diamond, Butterfly. I played everything.
We lost our ass tonight.
Everything.
And we have to. Do you have anything to clean your window off?
Yeah,
with? Oh,
I
okay.
do.
Okay.
I do. It's in my car.
Oh my God, it's so cold.
I know. It's only.
Okay, give me a hug.
All right, love you. Bye, vlog people.
Oh, bye, vlog people. This was her son's car.
Yes, and I love.
That's why it has the wreck in it.
Yes, and I love it.
You love it.
Yes, and no one's ever going to take it away. My husband's always like, "Why do you drive that car constantly?"
Drive
I go,
safe.
I will. See,
oh my God, do you want to do my car too?
Yeah, I
Here,
can.
I'll do your car. I'll do your car.
Well, don't you have one to do yours?
Yes, but I don't need it because I have windshield wipers in the back.
Oh yeah.
So.
All right. Well,
what was your favorite machine you played tonight? None.
0. And Peter was playing these high roller ones.
I was playing. No, I wasn't playing high roller ones.
High roller $1.50. That's not usually what
she always peels out of the parking lot. I like try to follow her, and she like peels
really
out of the parking lot. And then she's like, "Why are you stopping?" I'm like, "I stop at McDonald's."
For his vegetarian delight.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye, loser.
Bye, loser. Call me.
I will.
Okay.
Who knows? I might be here tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, Lori.
Evan has to go to Anderson. He doesn't like going by himself.
Okay. All right. Call me. Okay. Oh my God. What am I sitting on? My phone. So for those of you that said, "We don't believe Lori exists," I was like, I'm putting her in a vlog. She doesn't understand. She just told me she got Facebook for work. She goes, "I got Facebook for work." She's like, "I only have like 20 friends." I was like, well, we all have to start somewhere. Oh my Lord, it's cold. Okay. We lost our complete asses. But we had a good time. Oh my gosh. Turn the heat on. So for those of you that haven't heard the story, Lori is my friend. We were playing next to each other one night, and I was like, I see you here all the time. And she's like, so? I see you here all the time. And we got talking about it, and she's like, well, she's like, you know, I used to drink. I don't drink anymore. I go, I don't drink anymore either. Oh, we were talking about people drinking there or something like that. I know we were talking, I was like, about coming a lot or something like that. And I can't even remember what she said, but she was like, I see you here all the time too. And she's like, well, I used to drink, but I don't drink anymore. I go, I don't drink anymore either. And she brought out her like sobriety coin, and she had, I think at the time she had 3 years, because she's got 6 years now. So yeah, because we've known each other for 3 years. So she said, so we started talking, and we knew like a lot of the same people in recovery, and she did this thing. She volunteers on Sundays mornings to go run a group for the inpatients and their families at the treatment facility that I used to work at. And I said, like, how did you get into doing that? Just, you know, through being sober and stuff? She's like, well, she was like, my son, she's like, I have 2 sons, and she was like, my oldest son passed away from a heroin overdose. And I was like, oh my God. And so she told me the story, and he had been in an outpatient treatment program, and he was using, and she came home from work one night, and she found him. And devastating. So she's like, I come here because it helps me get my mind off things. She's like, you know, when I come here, I just don't think about stuff, you know, as much. And so then, like, a year later, so that would have been, like, in the summer, and then, I think, and then, like, a year later, in Thanksgiving time, Alex and I were watching TV. She kept on calling me. I didn't know why she was calling me, and, so Alex was finally like, go answer her call, find out what's going on. And so I did, and she was, like, stoic on the front. I go, Lori, what's going on? And she was like, he's gone. Her other son had passed away. And I said, what happened, Lori? Her 2 sons had been best friends, and her second son, like, really struggled when his brother died because they had used together and things like that, and they had him in outpatient programs, and they had done, it just, and she was like, Kevin walked in, her husband, she was like, he walked in and he was gone. Like, so let me just put this in perspective for you, okay? They had 2 boys that were 2 years apart. They both died within a year of each other from heroin overdoses. She found her first son, and her husband found the second son. So, like 3 days after that, she called me and she was like, do you think it would be bad if I went to the casino? And I said, no, Lori. Like, and she was like, well, will you go? She was like bawling. She was like, will you go with me? She's like, I just don't want to think about things. And so we went up to the casino together, and well, I mean, I met her there, but, and she was like, this is just, I don't want to talk about anything, blah, 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 whatever. And it was weird because, like, they'd play music. If you've ever been to a casino, they play music, and, like, certain songs would come on, and like, this Lady Gaga song came on, and she was like, oh, that was his favorite song. And so anyway, her first son that passed away, Matthew, was gay as well. So we've just had this huge connection, and, you know, she'll call me sometimes, and she's like, will you go to the casino? I don't want to go alone. And I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, and we just sit and laugh and talk to the people there and tell stories, and, you know, it's a way for her to get her mind off things. And I said to her not long ago, I said, like, how do you guys do it? And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, how do you do it? Like, you volunteer your time, you go and you talk to families who have, you know, children with heroin, you know, addictions. She's part of an educational panel in the state of Indiana for opioid addiction, which is the leading addiction in our country right now. And I said, I mean, Lori, how do you do it? And she said, what are our options? She was like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like we didn't have the conversation. Like, what's the point in us even being here anymore? Oh, and not to add insult to injury, they had 3 cats, and 2 of them passed away within 6 months of her second son dying. She's like, Peter, I can't even be in my house. She's like, everything I've loved has died in this house. And she's like, but we're so close to owning it outright. And she was like, we want to pay it off and then sell it and move somewhere else so we can get a fresh start. But anyway, she was like, what's my alternative? She was like, you know, we talked about it, and we're like, she's like, I'm not going to act like we haven't had the conversation. Like, what's the point in us even being here? Like, maybe it's our time too. And she was like, but we made a pact that our kids wouldn't want that, and they would want us to live. And, they would want us to have the best life possible. You know, I just feel for her so much. I just can't even imagine. And so, you know, like, that's what I do as her friend, you know? And she's been there for me, too. I mean, like, through some shit. We've been there for each other, so we go to a lot of the same meetings, and so it's kind of nice because we go to the casino and then we sit there and we talk about sobriety and, you know, people that we know, people that we saw at meetings and stuff like that. So we fill each other in on, you know, where so-and-so's been, and oh, they were on vacation, and oh, yeah. You know, when we try new meetings, we tell each other about that, and so. But I love her dearly. She is such a kindred soul, and she's just such a fantastic person, you know. She's a trooper. I mean, she is a trooper. There'll be moments when I can kind of tell, like, it's coming over her. And she's allowed me to share all this. I asked her, and she was like, yeah, you share what you want to. I want people to be educated over it. She was like, I want people to know that for parents and family members out there of addicts and alcoholics, that sometimes we do everything that we can possibly do, and it still isn't enough. That the disease of addiction is stronger than what we can do. You can't love somebody enough to get sober. That's not what it's about. Her husband is one of the most kind-hearted men I have ever met in my entire life. He's like super tall and skinny, and he's a chef at like a really high-end restaurant here in Indianapolis, and he's a vegetarian, and he's like really helped me with being a vegetarian and like told me like foods to try and things. He's very, very cool. So anyway, I like my simple life. I was thinking about that today, you know? I love like getting up and going to brunch with my husband and reading and, you know, making my vlogs. I love this. I love my simple life. It's just, it doesn't have to be any deeper than that, you know? To be appreciative for just what's right in front of our face, I think, sometimes. I cannot believe it is snowing like this. This is crazy town. We were walking out, and she goes, is this the end of the world? I said, oh my God, I just said that on my vlog. That's so funny that you said that. All right, you guys, listen, I'm going to get off here and listen to my audiobook on my way home. So at least it's not sticking to the road, so that's nice. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday, and I will see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye.